Oh, this Barbra Streisand story reminds me of how much it sucks to have a coworker who has a crush on you. Okay, so I have not read her memoir. I just want to use this short little anecdote to make a bigger point, right? Like that's what I'm usually doing here. About how men who, even if they don't do anything to us, like we don't hook up with them, we don't go on a date with them, like they don't, really harass us. Even if they just have a teeny tiny little crush or a big old crush, they can ruin everything that we care about. So, okay, I'm just going to recap this really quick. So in her memoir, she talks about doing the play with Mandy, the guy from The Princess Bride and Homeland. Homeland, that's what it's called, right? I forget. And this was back in 1983, okay? Long time ago. Just like, what? I was like 6. But it's still so relatable. So, he made her life miserable for months. Why? It's not because he had power over her. This wasn't like a, Harvey situation. She was actually the person with power. And he still made her life hard. So, okay, he was married, okay? So he wasn't even single. Like, he wasn't even an option for her if she had even liked him, which she didn't. And he had propositioned her to have an affair. So at one point in this play, he's supposed to be doing some lines and he wouldn't look her in the eye. He just stared at her forehead. So she later confronted him about his weird behavior that was ruining the scene, right? This is her baby, this play. She's directing it. And any woman it is so hard to be a director as a woman in Hollywood or in theater or anything. It is so hard to get one of these positions like director. So this is her play, this is her baby. He's ruining it. And so she confronts him and she was like, what's up? His face just crumples and he's like, I thought we were going to have a more personal relationship. And she's like, what? I had no idea what he was talking about. And he said, I thought we were going to have an affair. And she's like, so I looked at him as if he were crazy because one, I would never have an affair with an actor I was directing. And you know what? That's funny because so many men, that never occurs to them. Jennifer Lawrence in that terrible movie Mother or whatever, like this so often, like some older man has a actress and it never occurs to them, maybe you shouldn't date your actresses because you have power over them, bro. But anyway, she didn't want to do that. 2, he was married, and 3, I wasn't at all attracted to him, but I couldn't tell him he was not exactly fascinating to me. I didn't want to hurt his feelings, so I simply said, I do not operate that way, and tears rolled down his cheeks. She even had to threaten him to replace him if his behavior continued. We were only 2 weeks in. I can reboot all your scenes if you can't be more professional. I waited 15 years to realize my dream, and I will not let you destroy it. I love that. I love that. She was like, no, you are not ruining my dreams with your stupid crush. Which is an affair anyway, because you're married. Apparently, I don't know, things kept being weird. By this point, Mandy had been making my life miserable for months. I just couldn't bear the thought of making love with him. I'm not that good of an actress. Oh, that's some shade right there. So she changed it. She rewrote the scene. She was so repulsed by this man and his childish behavior and him ruining her art. But now that I look back on it, I wonder if I allowed my frustration with Mandy to overrule my instincts. And that just makes me, that makes me so mad. Because it's not just men in positions of power over us. It's men that we were equals to at work. And it's even men who work for us that make our lives miserable when they just see something they want. I hate that in 2023, she's still doubting the decisions that she made. The director on this play, she was so annoyed by this man's behavior. And by the way, I'm not being that cancel Mandy. No. One of the reasons why I talk about this so much is this isn't against Mandy. This is just the reality. I mean, every man that I talk about on here, it's not that he's a bad guy. My whole point is that all men are doing this on some level. It is all men. And it's a spectrum, right? I think it's all white people. There's degrees of it. There is continuation of things. Refusing to change, refusing to learn, refusing to do better. So I'm not like, oh man, he sucks. I don't care. I love the stuff he's been in. Like, so I haven't seen it all. That's why when I made that video about Ewan McGregor, it's like people are like, oh no, I like Ewan McGregor. He's a bad one too. No, he's not. He's just a man. And all of them are doing this, you know? Not all of them, but all of them are complicit on some level. But it's more common than not that men cheat, that men lie, that men exploit women. They've all exploited women on some level. I promise you. When they know better, they hopefully do better, but some don't even want to know. They don't care. They just want power. That's it. Period. Every single woman that I know has a story like that. Sometimes it's extreme. Sometimes it's just annoying. I'm telling you, there's so many nice guys that everyone loves that one of their coworkers who's a woman that he had a crush on, he's a villain in her story because they just want what they want. They just want what they want right now. I want it right now, mommy. But it's not because they're bad people. It's because of the way they've been conditioned, their entitlement and their selfishness. And until they are ready to take a look at that and deconstruct that and work on that, I promise you, all the men we know are a villain in some woman's story. But we've all worked with a Mandy. And the thing is that Mandy probably didn't even realize that until now. So many men don't even realize that they were the villain in some woman's story. And they never will, because we keep y'all secrets for you while you're just living your best life. I guess awareness is the first step. You also have to be willing to let go of power. And unfortunately, a lot of men are not interested in that. So